Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In this time of the year, I usually announce the heliacal rise of Sirius. Sirius is a star, this is the dog star, so called, in the 20th degree of Sidereal Gemini. In the 20th degree of Sidereal Gemini. Um, this is very important time of the year. Very, very important time of the year, not without a reason. It is called the God's New Year, the heliacal rise of Sirius. As you probably know, the first appearance, the first birth of one star, fixed star, is always symbolically like a new birth, like a new beginning. And you know, star and a planet have periods. They have their heliacal rises. They do not make only aspects. They have also their setting, their rising, and with this, their natures are changing. Their influences on Earth are changing. So every single movement of a star, of a planet, heliacal rise, heliacal set, acronical rises, cosmic settings, all these um, different appearances and disappearances have their significance. They are associated with different principles. Now, I will tell you a little bit more about Sirius. Um, I say, I love speaking about Sirius around this time of the year. Now, around 17th to 19th of August, Sirius is becoming visible for the first time. And it is very important for us to watch, to welcome the star. It is important because if the sun and our welcoming of the sun is associated with the divine, the God's life, the sun is life, Sirius is about God's wisdom. Venus, the first appearance of Venus as a morning star, is about the divine God's love. So these three principles we need to observe, we need to connect ourselves to, and this is very important. Sirius is having the energy, the nature of conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. It's a royal star by nature, and Sirius is having very interesting coloring. I mention this oftentimes. He has different coloring. It is flashing differently. So when Sirius appears and we observe Sirius for your particular area, you will know what the next 12 months will bring you, because this is star with very divine character. So when we compare Sirius with the, let's say, our Earth and the solar system is not as advanced as Sirius. So until we complete our evolution, really the evolution of our souls, we cannot be reborn, or we cannot have another incarnation on Sirius, because the culture on Earth, the evolution on Earth is not as advanced as the evolution on Sirius. So according to Master Being Saduno, uh, the Sirius is also about the divine purity. So when we observe the star literally with naked eye, and this should be happening very early in the morning, just before the sun is rising. I noticed last year and the years before, Sirius is rising and it could be visible like approximately 4:50, 4:35 in the morning. Usually Venus is rising also approximately around that time of the morning before the sun is rising. So when we mm, when we observe and when we connect our thoughts with Sirius, this is creating a divine, um, like divine desire to, to connect with purity. The star is associated with purity. So if we often observe Sirius, this is going to contribute to our awakening, to the evolution of our souls. So we can only be, like we said, um, incarnated there if we're really awake, if we really reach this this state of awakening when the soul would be absolutely pure and absolutely divine, in order to be ready to be born there. So the souls, the spirits which occupy Sirius, are spirits of very high purity and hierarchies. Also, somewhere else, Master Ben Sedunu was saying, and later on this was confirmed by Rudolf Steiner, that Sirius is so divine, and it is associated with the spirit of Jesus Christ, with Ben Sedunu. So Sirius is the star which has the highest magnitude, the most visible star, and like we said, based on the color which you see from your perspective, from your point of vision, you will be able to determine what will happen. Let's say you see Sirius flickering in red. Red is Mars. You can expect martial events, events of like revolutions or conflicts or disease. If you see the star flickering in dominating light blue, this is very spiritual color. If you see the star flickering in, let's say, more like greenish, this is a lot about knowledge, and this is Hermes, this is Mercury. So if we so he also, like I mentioned to you, it is known there the spirits there live very good life. Even it is said the culture there is just perfect, the life there is perfect. So when you mm, wake up in the morning, and when you observe, uh, let's say, Venus as a morning star, Venus as a morning star, these are the three uh, sacred observations, let's say: Venus as a morning star, the sun every morning, and Sirius. Like Sirius is divine wisdom, Venus is divine love, and the sun is divine life. So when you wake up in the morning and when you observe Venus as a morning star, then, and you do this approximately 40, 50 times in a row, the shift that your soul will experience will amaze you, will amaze you. This is what we really need to do. So wake up in the morning, welcome the sun. Wake up in the morning, um, before the sun rises. You don't need to stay and observe until the whole um, rising of the sun. The most potent first are the seconds, are the first 16 seconds. This is already major, and you don't need to stay more. If you want to receive healing, of course, the ancients say, um, like, expose your spine 15 minutes and so. But already by observing these first 16 seconds, you already gained a lot. So, in this first appearance of the sun is like the blessing of a star. And later on, mm, we we can do this with Venus. We must do this with the holy trio, with Venus as a morning star, with Sirius, and with the sun. And people who reached certain purity of their mind, um, can see what is happening on Sirius. They would know. You just uh, send your thought there, and you know. And you just know. And no writings, no media writings, no media lies will ever mislead you on your path. You will know what you see, what you feel, simply by sending your energy, your thought there. And Jesus Christ, according to being Seduno, knew. He would know. He would know what is going on Venus, on Jupiter, on Mars, on Sirius, on the Sun, and still he chose to incarnate on Earth. Also, something interesting I will tell you. When we um, when we reach this purity of our mind, we absolutely, in no time, will be able to know only by sending your thought on any planet. You want to know the truth about the influence of Jupiter, Saturn, you just send your thought and you will get this the information, more information than any book could give you. And then here comes the most, for me, fascinating part. The ancients knew, and they knew the divine power of Sirius. They knew, absolutely, no doubt. They knew everything. They knew perfectly astrology, the healing, everything. And they, the Assyrians, guess why they are Assyrians? Sirius. They were seeking to connect with Sirius. They were praising the star. Assyria comes from Sirius. So this is what I wanted also to tell you. So 16th, from 17th, 18th, 19th of August, the best time for observing Sirius, the heliacal rise of Sirius. How to detect Sirius? Very simple. There is this very technical approach. Download on your phone. You can download on your phone Skywalk, for example, for free. It's a free app. You download it on your phone. You can also download Stellarium. You just adjust the app for your location, and then when you point towards the sky, you can really immediately see what is what, where is Venus, where is Sirius, and so. But there is a very easy approach. You wake up very early, let's say 4:35, and this is what works perfectly for me. So you, let's say you wake up very early around 4:30, and you face east, the point where the sun is rising. You face east, and you try to observe the Orion belt. And the Orion belt you cannot mistake with anything else, because the Orion belt you will see with the three stars in a row next to each other. This is the Orion belt. And when you see the three stars, you just draw a line towards the horizon. So from up down, from one of the ending stars. So you have three stars. From the ending star, you draw a line towards down towards the horizon, and under you will see Sirius rising. This is how you observe Sirius, and I'm planning to do this certainly. And I'm planning to use this momentum also for the consecration of my new Sirius talismans, which you will see already on my website. The difference between the other talismans which I make is that for the others, I try to apply very complex, unique astrological timing, like the timing when, let's say, if we're talking about Venus, Venus will be perfectly dignified, no afflictions, a specific degree on the ascendant, day of Venus, hour of Venus, and hundreds of rules. But here I don't apply any rule but the momentum of the heliacal rise of Sirius. Nothing is more powerful than that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, do that. What is also exceptional this year, I will tell you. Apart from the fact that Sirius will rise, on the 17th and 19th. By the way, it is not nice. It is not, it's an omen if Sirius will rise late. Like if we see when you will be able to see Sirius from from the perspective of your location, geographical coordinates. So if Sirius is late, this is an omen. This is not very good. This is, well, ominous for sure. So watch and see, of course. Watch and see the colors. Make your own judgment on the colors. What this means for your ear, for your particular area, for your time, and also if you like, share later. I will be very interested to know. Maybe we'll see what I will be able to observe. I will share with you too. Mm, I don't promise. I don't know what will be showing up. Imagine there will be clouds and we see nothing. I don't know, but then yeah, I will certainly be there to try. In addition, what is also so exceptional is that Sirius is rising at the moment of the full moon. And I was looking at this full moon. Let me show it to you too. Look, this is my screen that I'm sharing with you. Look, the full moon is happening on the axis of Leo, um, Aquarius, and see how interesting configuration we have. You have, look, I'm pointing Moon, Saturn in Aquarius in opposition. You have exact conjunction between um, the Sun and Mercury and Venus, and then you have the square from Uranus in Taurus and Jupiter and Mars. So you see, this is a big, giant T square. All planets basically participate in this big square, and this is the um, 15th of the Babylonian Abu, and this is happening on 19th of August, exactly the timing where we recorded that Sirius needs to appear for the first time. And Sirius will appear somewhere here, look, in the 20th degree, see, around, see, the 20th degree. And what is interesting here is that this opposition between the sun and the moon, and also all planets are placed in the most potent square, the cross in the in astrology on the sky, and this is the cross of the royal stars. The cross of the royal stars. mm, so everything is there. This is a cross of money, of power, of great spirituality. It is a cross of potent events which should take place on Earth. That's why, more than ever, the analysis of the colors of Sirius are important, like more than any other time. That's why I will certainly be doing this. Um, Now, listen what is happening. You have the Sun in Leo with Mercury conjoined the degrees of Hydra Alphard. These are degrees associated with uh, Tiamat, by the way, which snake goes all the way through from Cancer all the way through Libra. And this is Tiamat. I would not denote bad qualities to Hydra, because actually the great knowledge, wisdom comes from this dragon, and Tiamat is, according to the Babylonian astrology, divine creature, our grandmother, if you want, which were defeated by Jupiter. And you see, defeated by Jupiter, Jupiter is squaring these degrees. But, and you see, Uranus is making exact square to the Sun, to Mercury. I am not saying that this is an easy aspect. This is heavy aspect for us to happen uh, on the day of the new year of God, the God's new year. Heavy aspect, financially conflicting, because you see, we have Mars, we have Uranus squaring the Sun, and this is actually very, and also see the Moon exactly squaring Uranus. This is the conflict between these um, new energy which are entering, and the whole energy also of Aquarius is the energy of the new times. So this to me looks to me like conflict, like also financial crisis, market crisis, crisis also on the real estate property markets, because also you see where is Saturn, like imposing of new regulations, uh, new rules. It all comes from the activation of this. You see Saturn squaring Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter, Mars squaring Venus. Emotionally, people will be, very, how to say, very extreme. We need to remain very balanced. You see two, three exact squares. You see Moon square Uranus, Uranus square Sun and Mercury. This is exact T square. Then you have Saturn squaring exact square Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter, Mars squaring Venus. This is rare configuration on the sky. You don't see this every day, and you don't see certainly on the day of the God's New Year. So this is promising conflicts, but I want to share with you amazing story, which is just applicable here. I understood that there is one a case. It's not a case. It is a test, or how you call those. They made it with rats, and this particular testing on rats was called Universe 25. Universe 25. And what happened? 25 rats. They were given perfect life. Were given life like everything was perfect. They would have everything, absolutely everything was perfect, perfection. And like what you would expect if the horoscope was only trines. Easy, boring perfection. Like everything would be perfect. Perfect food, perfect experience, perfect weather, fertility, just nothing to cause any obstacle or any disharmony. Soon, you know what happened? This bloodline, the DNA, it started decaying. These particular um, rats, they started the decaying, and soon the all of them died. They just died. And this was repeated, I think, 25 times on 25. That's why it was 25. I forgot exactly. But you get my point. No squares, only trines, only pleasure, everything, abundance. So if there is no obstacle, if there are no challenges, the soul will not grow. And we will just, our DNA will experience decay, complete decay, destruction. And this is what happened with these mouses. Family after family of mouses were tested. This was, I found, very impressive, but very applicable, because I mentioned previously, and I love to repeat it now too. When Master Bean Sedun was asked, "Oh, but what about the horoscope of Jesus Christ? He is so perfect, divine. Maybe he had only trines." He said, "No, no, no. He had only squares. Squares are associated with difficulties, yes, but our souls will absolutely not grow and go through the needed evolution if we do not experience obstacles." And this is to explain to you the coming T square, which is giant, which is like one of those exact configurations in astrology which you see rarely, very rarely. The children which will be born on that time will be very special, very special. They would come with a mission on earth. This is this very powerful cross in astrology, which always would be associated with events with high amplitude. High amplitude would say the events which we'll be experiencing will have serious impact on us. Now, you see Jupiter and Mars together talk about, this is a good conjunction. It is about the energy of some of the royal stars. Um, and this is conjunction of courage. We will not be lacking courage here. But because Saturn is squaring, certainly this is also a bit of like applying discipline, restrictions, and then also the fact that Uranus is squaring the Sun is certainly conflicting. Uranus is a very high hierarchy. This is the highest the higher hierarchy, the higher energy, maybe so to call it, of Mercury. So this is very spiritual, energy of the new, and is squaring the Sun. So we really need to go to be above these difficulties through spirituality if we don't want really to feel suppressed, because this is a square to the sun, this is a square to the moon. This is us, the people, our emotions, if you want. So this will be serious. It may be conflicting financially, maybe also restrictive, but it is also not forever. It depends on us how we go through such aspects, how we experience them. It is also a matter of courage that we will have. We are being tested. Courage because you see the sun is in Leo, in the vicinity of the heart of the lion, and um, it receives opposition from Saturn. And this is exactly like we are being tested. There will be hardships, but through courage, faith in ourselves, in the Creator, remaining moral, remaining truthful, we will manage. And this is certainly not forever. This is one of those tests which just happen, and they happen for a reason. Of course, people who have ascendants, descendants, midheaven, moon in Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo would experience this the most. Or if you run in such period, let's say you run in the period of Saturn period, actually no, every planet is being involved in this. Of course, how this is influencing you remains depends on the quality of Saturn in your horoscope, quality of Mars, but in any case, we will all feel it to a certain degree, and our courage, our faith, remaining moral, remaining courageous is the key to experiencing this without pain. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was useful. Absolutely don't lose, courage, faith. Uh, we experience eras within eras, and we in the times are very fast changing, so none of this is forever. If there is a sad aspect happening, a joyful aspect will happen after that. But remember, we have to be thankful for the squares, because otherwise um, our genetic um, structure will be decaying if we experience only pleasure and if we remain only in the material world. So I hope this was useful. All the best to you. See you soon.